What it do? What it do, everybody? It is the first Tuesday in August, and it's consulting time with your girl Lily Mae. Listen, we're taking a trip to London. Yes, we are. We're taking a trip to London, and this evening, the beautiful young lady of, I would say the hour, but we're not gonna be here an hour. So I'm going to say the beautiful young lady of the quarter of the hour was raised in West London. Shaima, as she's so affectionately called, she was heavily influenced by a multicultural environment. In today's society, we know this is embraced, it is celebrated. And because of this, we're going to talk to Shaima today about her music, her culture, and what she wants to give to the world. So, as we approach the 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time hour, I introduce to some and present to others Miss Shaima.
Hello. I just have to say, what it do though? One of
Yes.
my best friends, who's a rapper, singer-songwriter, who's also from Atlanta, Baku, he taught me what it do though, and it was like one of my favorite. I probably sound so cringy when I say it, but I love it. It makes me feel
No.
so
No,
good.
no, no, no. Shaima, thank you so much for being here. Let's jump in and let's really talk about who Shaima is before she became the artist.
Well, I think music has been a big part of my life since I was, I think, 12 or 13. I had that realization that I wanted to do music. So separating myself from being an artist is actually really tough. It just feels like a really big part of me. So, I mean, there's other bits of my life and studies and different things that I've been through, but I have to say, music and creativity is definitely part of the core.
Beautiful. Now, you've had an opportunity to work with a lot of individuals, and I feel like a part of the reason you work with so many different individuals is because you embrace your multicultural background. What does that mean to you relative to developing and creating your sound?
Well, I think it's so inspiring to work from people from all different backgrounds and different parts of the world. So one of the amazing collaborations on my EP coming up is a song called 911 that I did with Scales, and Scales is like one of the one of my favorite Afrobeat artists. He was actually somebody that ironically introduced me to Afrobeat when I was like 14 or 15 years old. So it was crazy, like to see how he works and his culture and how he puts that into his music and what that means to him. And I think even with working with a writer, Mo Logo, who's also he's got like a Nigerian background, and it was so interesting how when we wrote the song Outsider, how we both felt growing up in London with different backgrounds, how we both felt alienated in different ways, even though our cultures and backgrounds were so different. And I think there's something so special about collaborating with different people in general, different backgrounds, different points of view, because you come together and you just don't know what you're going to make. And it's all about learning at the end of the day. Like I've been developing now for 14 years as an artist, and every single day, every single session, like I learn something new from different people.
You know, Shaima, you said a couple of different things that I want to make sure that we articulate and we re-emphasize. Collaboration, constant learning, and flexibility. You have to be flexible in order to collaborate, and you have to be open to ongoing learning in order to do the things that you're doing. So we salute you for your ability to do and be all of those things. Now, let's talk about this EP. Tell us more.
Well, basically, it's been a long time coming, and I'm just so excited for Friday because that's going to be like my big release day, and we've got a 7-track EP. And basically, Unveiled is all about showing different sides of me and like putting myself out there. And I think one of the reasons why it's taken me so long to put this project out is because I've kind of developed my own genre, bolly beats, and it's kind of about combining the East and Western sounds and giving people something that they haven't heard before. And I think for me, like I want to be the first artist to really break those bridges between the East and West, where we have like a very strong Bollywood over in the East, and then obviously in the West we've got a lot of different genres. But one of the biggest ones that inspires me is R&B, and I love pop as well. So it's taken me ages. Instead of saying, "Oh, I want to make a Tinashe record," or a Kalani record, it's like, how do I go on my own path? And as much as I love and respect those artists, I was like, my background, all of the different things that make me need to come into that. And I was like, how do I do this? And a lot of the people that I was working with were pushing me towards like a pop sound. And I was like, but this just doesn't feel completely like me. So that's where like I found in Bolly Beats, and I've been trying to kind of combine my background and my culture and make a unique sound that people haven't heard before. So, you know, I really hope that this EP, people really love it, you know?
You know, I love the fact that you really have put your heart into what you're doing, and not just your heart. You're combining so many different things because you're using logic as well to make sure that what you're doing is exciting, but that it also makes sense. And I'm so glad that you said, okay, you know what? I hear what you're saying, what you want me to do, but I'm gonna do it the way I want to do it and make it work for me. And
It
Shaima,
sounds
I
so
love it.
simple, but it's hard. It's really hard because sometimes people have a vision for you. And when you start off in the industry at such a young age, to be able to pull away from that and say, actually, this doesn't feel right, it doesn't feel true to myself, is so much harder than it really sounds.
Absolutely, absolutely. Guys, if you're just checking in, I am having a spectacular conversation with Shaima. And Shaima is in London as we speak. I think I can do my London accent. I think I can do it. But well, Shaima, let's talk a little bit about just work, period. What does a day in the life of Shaima look like relative to your artistry?
Well, I was actually saying to one of my friends earlier that I think the 90% is the grind and the 10% is what people see. And I think that the grind is rehearsals, lessons, studio time where you're, you know, like in a dark studio for maybe like 12, 15 hours a day and you're like going over the same songs, going over the same lines. And I think a lot of the grind you have to put in to be able to reach that next level. And it's maybe not glamorous, but it's definitely, you know, you have to put that work in to be able to kind of, you know, show people what you got and to be able to really like perform at that level. I think there's no doubt about that.
You know, I agree 100%. I think that when we look at social media today, and I say this all the time, we look at social media today and everybody wants to be like everybody, but nobody wants to really tell the truth about what it takes to get there. So thank you so much for saying. And guys, I want you to remember this: 90% is the grind. 10% is what people actually see. See, you know, I always say this about when it comes to reality TV. I was like, have y'all ever really noticed you never see certain things on reality TV? Like, you never see anybody really get sick and vomit other than having a hangover or getting too drunk. Have you ever really thought about the things that you really don't see on reality TV? And I think what you're saying speaks volumes because we have to understand that this is a job, this is a business. What you see right now, so many things had to happen for this right here to come together. There were like 5 or 6 people involved just in this process. And so, Shaima, thank you so much for giving us that jewel. 90% is the grind, and 10% is what people actually see. So, Shaima, tell everybody once again what's happening on Friday and also where they can find you on social media.
So Friday is the big release of the EP. So it's going to be 7 tracks. We've got 2 new music videos coming out. Gas Me is the lead single, and Gas Me is all about. So I don't think you have this expression over in the US yet, but I'm hoping it's going to pass on. So Gas Me Up, it's not about filling up your car or going to the petrol station. Gas Me Up is about feeling good about yourself and ultimately making people feel good about each other as well. So behind a lot of my music, I've got hidden messages. I love to kind of like try and bring people together and promote unity and love, because I think, you know, like in the world that we live in today, like we just need more love in the air. And so my music is all about that positivity, all about trying to put that love out there. And Unveiled, basically, each different song shows a different element of my personality, my truth, which is coming out in different ways. And you know, it's such a big thing for me on Friday releasing this EP. It's been like 13, 14 years of like developing and work and finding my sound. And yeah, I just can't wait to share it with everybody.
Amazing, amazing. And thank you. Thank you for your diligence. Thank you for your transparency. Thank you for your art. And thank you for being you. Shaima, it has been wonderful. It has been soothing. It has been real having you on It's Consulting Time today. Do you have any final words for the viewers?
Well, I just want you to know, and anyone watching to know, that like I will always keep it real, and like I will always say what needs to be said when some people can't. And my journey as an artist started from such a young age because I wanted people to be speaking truth through music. I wanted people to be bringing people together through music. And that's why, like, it's such a different genre, but someone like Bob Marley is like one of my biggest inspirations, because I think the way that he made people feel good about themselves, the way that he brought people together through the music, it's just like the dream for me, basically. So, like I don't really care about the numbers and the streams and all of that. Like, I just want people to feel something, and I want people to always know that with me, that it will be real. Like, it won't be just telling people what they want to hear for no reason. Like, I haven't worked this long and hard to do that. And I think you have to keep it real. And I think the younger generation coming through, like a lot of people are making music as well that is just like what people want to hear. Like, it's about going to the clubs and like drinking, and like it's cool, and like I will vibe into that in a club, don't get me wrong, but at the same token, we need to hear we need to hear real stuff. And there's so much heavy things going on in the world right now, and I'm like, culture, embracing differences, embracing people rather than focusing on like what makes us different is so important. And I hope that people can see that with me and realize that I will always keep it real, and that is something that's different that I can bring forward.
Breath of fresh air. That's all I can say. Breath of fresh air. Shaima, once again, we appreciate you. We love you. We cannot wait for you to hit the stage. Oh my gosh. It's going to be epic. Thank you for being here. Thank you to your team. I love all of them. And until next time, we love you. We salute you. And keep on dropping joy, jewels, and justice.
Thank you, Lily. I appreciate you.
Bye bye. Guys, this is what it's all about, keeping it real, speaking from your heart, and delivering the truth through music. Shaima did that tonight. Don't forget Friday, stream her. She doesn't really care about the numbers, but because of that, we're going to run it up. Have a great evening, ladies and gentlemen.